Let me crack open this ice cold Sprite. Tasty.
Okay, when are we starting?
That was the start.
Oh,
We are not sponsored by the way.
No, we can't, dude. We've been starting too cold and ending too hot. We gotta get the heat at the front. Okay.
Can I say something though?
Yeah, please do.
That seems like a you problem.
What?
Because I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in with
shut
bits. I'm cracking open Sprites. But you, on the other hand, you're whispering into your microphone.
Okay,
and you
try
seem
unsure
unsure of
again.
yourself.
No, this isn't the intro. Try again. Intro again.
Well, how am I going to intro again when I already cracked open the Sprite? The Sprite is open. Can you splice in the sound of me opening it again?
No, just use your mouth.
Okay. Yeah. Let me open this ice cold Sprite.
All right. Throw it to Hutch if you know a lot about space. Hit it, Hutch.
You know what it is now, boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
That's right, ladies
Hit
and
it,
gentlemen.
Hutch.
You know,
Okay.
Yeah, we both know a little bit.
Dude, tough week last week. I got feedback that people were not in agreement with you on anything, which is nothing new. Welcome back to the show.
On me?
Yeah, on
I'm
you,
sorry, then
bro.
those people don't know space,
Actually, they
unfortunately.
do. Way smarter than you. Okay.
Doubt it.
Welcome back to
Just doubt it.
Welcome back to
Till we agree.
I'm
Matt Howard.
and this is
Mark Howard, depending on where you found this show.
Yeah, depending on which way you lean. And I'm joined as always with Tyler from Until We Agree. This is Until We Agree. Welcome back. Early shout out. If you're listening, you haven't given us 5 stars. Could you give us 5 stars on Spotify or on Apple? Anywhere. We appreciate it. If you've never listened to anything before though, don't do it yet. Make sure you like it first. But if you don't like it, do nothing, please. We cannot afford low ratings at this point. Tyler, how was your 4th of July weekend?
Bro, it was wet. Let me just say that. It was
Yeah.
rainy. I didn't do a thing. I mean, I couldn't do a thing. You can't go outside when the weather is as wet and rainy as it was.
Can I put you on to doing things inside for a second?
And those were done.
Okay.
I watched a couple movies, finished my book. Yeah, I mean, did some activities such as cooking.
I
don't know if I can say they were that exciting activities, but they were done.
Me when Tyler says he actually starts really, really hot on the podcast and gives the
No,
best.
well, here's the thing. You asked me, you knew my weekend specifically was just wet and dreary and rainy. I not only went to hit golf balls right before all the rain started and was absolutely striping balls, 310 some would say, but then booked a tee time and then walked outside and it was raining and started raining harder the closer I got to my car.
Did not
And
check
so
the
I was
weather.
like, this can't be.
And
this can't
then
be good.
it rained for 3 more days in a row.
Three more days in a
Crazy.
row, nonstop.
Well, the reason I asked you that is because you said you want to talk about the worst movie you ever saw. So I was actually trying to segue you seamlessly in, and all you did was be hurtful to me for no reason. So why don't you talk about
worst movie I ever
the
saw.
movie you watched, the worst one you've ever
You
seen?
didn't. I thought you were gonna segue me like way less subtly because you seem to be stalking my letterbox like a hawk.
Bro, no,
I posted,
shut up. No,
and
no,
all of a
because-
sudden this guy texts me at like I don't know, it's probably like 4 a.m. You text me and you go, I don't even remember what you said because it wasn't that funny, but something about the movie.
I wasn't trying to be.
And you kind of were though. Didn't you write me a joke?
No, I didn't. I said I said your review was so bad that you didn't even try to make a joke, and then you said, "Yeah, that movie was so bad I couldn't even make a joke about it." So that's exactly what happened. No one was trying to be funny. You're just trying to be hurtful and insightful. No, not insightful. What's the word? Deceitful? No. You're trying to. Yeah. You talk. I'll think about the word.
Well, okay. So we saw Mithrigan 2.0.
Uh-huh.
Which, let me put you on to Mithrigan. that was a movie that came out a few years ago about this like toy doll that is way too robotic and like an advanced AI. AI's taking over the world. ChatGPT, sort of like Sea Dog if Sea Dog had a body that was scary looking.
We can only hope one day.
Yeah, and so this little doll comes to life and dances weird and kills people.
I think everyone knows about Mithrigan at this point.
Okay, Mithrigan. Let me put you on Mithrigan 2.0 then, because this movie is terrible. The worst movie I've seen in a while, if not ever. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, I don't want to spoil the movie, but I'm going.
Bro, just spoil it. No one's gonna watch
Spoiler
this
alert
stuff.
for Mithrigan 2.0. They make Mithrigan the protagonist for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, she comes back. They have this like smart house that they were able to get like some like crazy deal even after like the disgraced toy maker is like living in peril because she made this toy that murdered people. But then in this smart house, Mithrigan is living like, not with a body, but she's just living in the server. And then she warns them of this other robot that's coming to kill them for some reason because Mithrigan's still in the source code. And so then they have to rebuild Mithrigan, and it's found out that finally, Mithrigan has built them a lair deep in their basement.
Of course.
This is not a joke. This is the plot of the movie.
Yeah.
So Mithrigan acquired the resources to purchase this house and build this thing, and then pretended to be like a landlord that gave them like a great deal. All the lucky breaks their family had been having over the last couple years had been Mithrigan secretly working behind the scenes.
No way.
And because like the main goal was still to protect this little girl.
Yeah, she's good. She's good.
Well, yeah, they bring Mithrigan back, and then they fight this other robot. The boyfriend turns out to be bad. Classic trope.
No.
He's got an evil lair himself. It's unbelievable what's going on in this movie. And so they fight in this lair. An EMP goes off. Mithrigan dies. The other bad robot dies. The really bad like AI thing that they were trying to save or whatever or obtain, it also dies because of the EMP, of course. And so it looks like it's over. All the bad robots are dead. And then as the lady that created Mithrigan's typing on her computer at the end of the movie, the little paperclip turns into an animated version of Mithrigan, and she's just alive. She's like, "You didn't think I'd forget to make a backup, did you?" So there's another one coming, and not looking forward to it. But I'm too deep, and that'll be a third movie.
Yeah.
And when you've seen 66% of the movies, you have to see 100% of the movies.
Yeah.
So I just talked for too long about the worst movie I've ever seen, and I can't imagine the title is going to be anything but Mithrigan, like actually, because it'll be the third trilogy at that point. So,
and can you tell me this? Was there any binary in this movie?
A ton.
Are you serious?
Love this movie.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay. I'm gonna go see it right now after we're done. No way. Okay. 4th of July. Speaking of, thank you for talking about that. That was awesome. That was hey, pat yourself on the back.
What did you do?
I don't want to talk about it. What I want to talk to you about is
Weren't you in the doghouse this weekend?
No, not at all. I'm never in the doghouse. I'm a loving spouse and a thoughtful partner. So, what happened this weekend though is I was watching dogs get put down, not in the way you're thinking. Yeah, not like that. But the hot dog eating contest, and then I watched that, and I went on X, the Everything app, to engage in discourse as I like to do. And what happened was there was this debate going around town, which was people were debating who would win a race between Joey Chestnut and Usain Bolt, but both people have to eat a hot dog in entirety and then run 100 meters.
I gotta give it to Usain. I think I thought it was gonna be no. It would be more interesting if it was like every 20 meters you had to eat one hot dog. I think then,
dude.
I just don't think. I think especially the hot dogs that they eat for those, they're not Five Guys hot dogs, that are giant.
Why would you? Okay, first of all, why would you? No,
these
stop.
are nice
no,
small hot dogs.
Why would you bring up a known burger chain for your reference of hot dogs? No one in the world
because
knows
that
what
is
a
a giant hot dog.
No one knows what a hot dog.
They're cut in half. They're kosher style.
That was a bad reference.
They're butterflied or whatever they are. But these hot dogs that they're eating are the ones you boil in water, and they're tiny. And so they go down pretty easily. I'm guessing Usain Bolt could crush them, not as fast as Joey Chestnut, of course, but fast enough to then... I mean, what we're talking, Joey Chestnut's probably running 100 meters in like 24 seconds.
No, he's not running in 24 seconds. First of all, he's an athlete. Don't act like he's not an athlete. He's one of the greatest athletes of our generation, first of all. That's not the point. I think you're out of your mind thinking Usain Bolt just is going to show up and be able to put down a hot dog in entirety, like all the way down, like nothing left in the mouth. He won't be able to do that.
I know how it works
because
but like,
let me put you onto this. Joey Chestnut was putting down 9 dogs with 4 minutes in of eating hot dogs. He was putting down 9 dogs per minute. So that means he was putting down a hot dog every like 6 or 7 seconds after eating hot dogs for 4 minutes straight. I don't even want to know how fast he put the first one down. And 24 seconds, he's not running it in 24 seconds. He's going sub 20. Easy.
I don't think he goes sub 20.
I don't know if Usain Bolt finishes the hot dog by the time.
I don't know that you can go sub 20.
Bro, yes, you're out of your mind. I'm fast. And it doesn't even matter. You don't even have to be fast to go sub 20. That's crazy. That's
I think it would be more interesting if there were 5 hot dogs every 20 meters.
The insinuation that, first of all, how dare you? The insinuation that I can't run at least twice as slow as the fastest 100 time ever is absurd. I ran a 400 meter in 5th grade at the 5th grade track meet. You probably didn't get to go because you weren't fast enough and you had to be fast to get invited to this to represent your school AO lots. I represented Bluegrass and I ran.
I was doing cross country in elementary school for some reason.
That's cringe, bro.
It's definitely different. Yeah.
I ran 400 meters in like a minute and like 6 seconds, which is obviously slow. But like the world record time was what, like 43 or 44 seconds? I'm not twice as slow at the 400.
That's when you were a child.
Yeah. What? Yeah, exactly. So I'm talking about even now. That was when I was like 11
years old. Do you think you could beat that
old.
Time right now?
Easily. What do you mean?
Easily?
Yes.
You think you could beat that time right now?
Easily.
Do you?
Because I wasn't training. I wasn't
do you
training.
Want to test that before next week?
Not necessarily, but I wasn't training. I wasn't training when I was 11. But all I know now is I'm a better athlete now
Kids
than I was
have like
then.
infinite stamina for some reason though.
Not me, bro. I was
True.
wheezing when I made.
True, actually.
Get out. Shut up. That's not what this is about. The point is I am almost positive that Joey Chestnut, not positive he'll be done by the time Usain Bolt starts running, but I'm positive that he'll be close to finishing the 100 meter way
Why
before.
do you think Usain Bolt doesn't know how to eat?
Bro, it's not that he doesn't know how to eat. No one knows how to eat like that.
I would just argue that the difference in times that Joey Chestnut and Usain Bolt can eat a hot dog is going to be less than the difference in times of them running the 100.
I think Joey Chestnut puts down a hot dog in 3 seconds, I bet. One hot dog, if he's only eating one hot dog, he's putting it down in 3 or 4 seconds. Usain Bolt is not putting that down in less than 20.
What? 20? I could put down a hot dog in less than 20.
All the way down out of your mouth completely? No.
Like swallow, digest it even.
Now you're being ludicrous. And your body does not handle anything well. So I don't even want to know what's going on inside your stomach. It's frankly worrisome at some points.
I would test it out, but I'm on a health kick right now. I just started today.
Yeah, you should be. If I know anyone needs to be on a health kick, it's you. That was a good debate. I actually didn't hear anyone take Usain Bolt's side. I can't believe you actually just took it unknowingly. Because it seems like it's pretty obvious that Joey Chestnut's doing it just
was
fine.
it a bunch of people on X taking Joey Chestnut's side?
Yeah, obviously. What do you mean?
That's how I know that I'm in the right.
And they're both in their 40s. Usain Bolt's not running.
He's not running a 10 second.
Arguably still in his prime. And Usain Bolt's out of it, and he's been out of it.
That's what I'm saying. You think Joey Chestnut is running a sub 20 second? Like, there's no way.
I don't even think he has to. Even if you want to throw out that 24 second, I don't even think that matters. I think Joey Chestnut is in surprisingly good shape when you look at him. Like, obviously he has like a dad bod and everything, but he eats for a living. Like, that's his job, to eat a lot for a living, and he's not grotesque in any way. No, I haven't, because I want to create art. I don't want to create AI generated slop for the Rat Pack.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
Bro, you're the one who's been pushing that narrative that I can't make Until We Agree Brandon content if it comes from ChatGPT, even though it looks really good, because you're saying that it takes away from
artists.
Yeah, exactly. So what point are you making right now?
We can still ask questions.
Bro is virtue signaling.
Use art. We don't want to use art.
Are we but not artists? Are we but not artists? Answer honestly. Is this podcast not art to you?
We're art.
Thank you. That's what I thought. Okay. Get into body wash and shampoo for a second.
Okay. Let me put you on to HEB. Have you heard of HEB?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. They had a deal. Have you ever seen Extreme Couponers?
Yes.
This is how I felt yesterday. There was a deal going on.
Can you get through this faster, please?
Okay. Basically, you pick a certain price of shampoo and conditioner, and then 2 different types of body wash, and it adds about $28, right? Now with these coupons, you could get it down to 67 cents. And so we did that, but then on different phones and different accounts, we scrambled together even more coupons, and we were able to get a total of $109 worth of body wash and shampoo and conditioner from Dove for $18.
How did you pull it off? Like, where did you find all this?
On TikTok. Let me put you on TikTok. So they put...
Bro, shout us out, please.
Well, you won't find anything like this at Until We Agree on TikTok because we make good content. But if you're into couponing at HEB specifically, there's like this woman on TikTok. We're not going to shout her out because she doesn't mean anything to us. But yeah, we found her there. Until We Agree on TikTok and Until We Agree on Instagram, that has nothing to do with the couponing. But now we are couponers.
You're like going forward to do more couponing?
No, you just told me to get through it fast, so I'm done talking now.
Okay, thank you. That was awesome. Seriously, I'm actually steezed on you for that.
May I add something?
Yeah, please.
I'm asking ChatGPT the question you asked me.
Okay.
And it is saying, it thought for 4 seconds. If you had to eat a single hot dog before starting a 100-meter sprint, Usain Bolt would clearly win. Here's why.
Bro, shut
Joey
up.
Chestnut is a legend at hot dog eating. He crushed 70.5 dogs in 10 minutes in the most recent Nathan's contest. That's approximately 8.5 seconds per hot dog, even in a sustained 10-minute effort. Usain Bolt holds the world record for the 100-meter at 9.58 seconds. Chestnut would need around 8 to 9 seconds to eat. Then on top of that, another 10 or more seconds to run for a total of 18 to 20 seconds. Meanwhile, Usain Bolt would just sprint in 9.58. I don't think.
Your chat's failing you. You guys haven't built a relationship at all, and it's showing. It's showing, and it's sad, frankly.
Eating fast is nowhere near his trained pace. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bolt would blow past Chestnut, hot dog consumption or not. That's what ChatGPT says.
So they're just saying that. I think what Chat is actually saying though is if they both ate a hot dog before they raced, that it wouldn't hurt Usain's tummy so much that he wouldn't be able to run fast still. I think that's what your Chat's saying, which is not at all the conversation. And the audacity for Chat to say that Usain's still running a 9.58 second 100-meter dash is ludicrous. It's hearsay. He hasn't done that since ChatGPT was even thought of. ChatGPT was just a twinkle in OpenAI's eye.
This says an athletic, high-coordinated individual like Usain Bolt might be able to get a hot dog down in 8 to 12 seconds if motivated to scarf it down quickly.
If motivated, okay.
So what do you think about that? Because that just proved you wrong.
It said might. It said might. We're talking in absolutes, and that said might. I don't think people understand how hard it is to eat a hot dog in 8 to 12 seconds.
Who do you think would win in a hot dog eating contest between me and you?
Bro, that's tummy central. We don't do that around here.
I think I would win though.
Yeah, probably because you're a freak. That's what freaks do. Freaks when eating competitions. I don't even want to imagine winning one of those against you. That's embarrassing. This is when you say something now.
Well, I was going to say something mean, but you couldn't even imagine one if you wanted to.
Say it.
Winning one, I mean.
No, say it.
I already did, man.
That was it?
That was it. I was going to say you couldn't imagine winning if you wanted to.
Right, yeah. An eating competition. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay, just get us to the next thing. What do you
thank
want
you.
to talk about, man?
I want to talk
Trivia?
about school. No, I want to talk about school
School.
for a second. Growing up in school. I didn't know how to phrase it to you. I think I also saw this on X, the Everything app. I'm getting back into X if the Rat Pack hasn't noticed. What they were talking about, I say we because I was present. In school, maybe this was I don't think it was just me, obviously, and I don't know if it was you or not, but when we went to school, we just like didn't drink water, right? Like we just like went to school for the whole day and like really didn't drink water.
Yeah, I remember some kids like having water bottles, but I was never one of them. Dang, that's kind of interesting that you say that.
I thought it was weird that they had water bottles. It never even
We had
crossed my
water
mind.
at lunch.
Yeah, like
But
did
even
we,
then,
though?
I don't even think I had
We had
water
milk,
at
I
lunch. I
thought.
probably had milk. I got chocolate milk probably every day.
The only time I could ever think about drinking water at school is like if we took gym class and we'd just been outside playing like soccer or something, and we
Right,
had a scarf after being hot and sweaty.
You'd take the occasional trip to the fountain, but like that's not near enough to be, for growing two boys.
Yeah, and right now and pretty much at all times in my life, I have a 40 ouncer of a water refill of a water bottle with me at all times, and I'm sipping on it throughout the day.
I think water culture's grown though, because I bet kids nowadays just carry a wallet around all the time.
Yeah, that could be part of it, and that's kind of cringe. If you're listening, you're going to school, put the water up. You look stupid.
Yeah, just
be a
dehydrate yourself
man.
like we did.
Yeah, be a man, grow up, don't drink water. And then when you get to our advanced stage, you can start sipping on a little bit. But isn't that weird? Like, yeah, even when like school provided lunches, water was not the provided drink. It was always a milk, or I don't even know. I stopped bringing my. I mean, I guess I brought my lunch, and I think I always packed a water bottle with it. But yeah, I mean,
You
at
were probably
school,
one of those kids that brought a thermos.
a thermos. No, bro. I packed my mom didn't even make my lunch. This is actually crazy. For I think 6 years straight, starting in 7th grade, I started packing my own lunch. And from 7th grade to the end of high school, my entree for lunch was a bag of loose deli meat. Like not even a sandwich. It was just like a bag of ham.
That's so strange.
Bro, don't I know it? And at
Like
some
no
point,
bread or anything? Like what are we
no,
doing?
bro, I didn't want to make it. I didn't want to make a sandwich in the morning. And it was like I was like protesting my
You
mom.
just throw a couple
not
pieces
making
of
my
bread
lunch.
in there and then like construct it later though is the thing.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. And well, actually, I take it back. It was only for 5 years because for 1 year I had Crohn's disease and I was on a liquid diet.
Liquid diet. What'd you eat in your liquid diet?
Bro, just like little bottles of like goop, basically. It was awful.
That's gross.
Yeah. I could have Jolly Ranchers though. So I was on goop, Jolly Ranchers, and water for the most part. But I forgot what I was going to say. But what we can do is transition to the next part of the podcast.
I'm in. It looks like trivia for me, so I'm in.
Yeah, and you know how earlier I said that I don't want to make this show a piece of AI slop that's just generated and thought up by some random machine behind the
You
scenes.
didn't mean that. Surely you didn't mean that.
Well, I have a quiz for you, and it's
Okay.
completely generated by ChatGPT, otherwise known as CDog. Can I throw that at you for a second?
Please do. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. This idea came from Kim. Shout out Kim. I bet we'll hear from Kim later if I just had to guess. But she actually just gave me this one just free of thought. And she said, why do you guys not do like trivia about rats? I go, what a great idea.
All right, this is a
And
great
then
idea.
I didn't do it last week. And so she texted me and said, where's rat trivia? And I said, it was a great idea and it still is, but I forgot about it. So
Well, we already have an intro to this too. Hit it, Jordan.
Rat is this. The rats are all like this. The rat goes like this. So the rat's like this. The normal rat is like this. That's the normal rat. Like this, like this. It sniffs. It's like this for quite a while. He's like this. And then maybe he sniffs. Rat.
And we're back.
And
All
we're
right,
back,
give me these
yeah.
questions.
Okay, so the first question, there's 5 questions, multiple choice for you. Do you want multiple
Okay.
choice?
Not at first. If I
Okay,
need a lifeline,
yeah.
I do.
Smart. Okay. Question 1. What is the maximum distance a rat can fall without getting hurt?
They don't suffer from terminal velocity. They can fall from any distance.
Bro, nice. The answer was D. They're basically invincible and can survive a fall from a skyscraper. And
Let's
then
go.
Further information says rats can survive falls from great heights, including buildings, as their small size and low terminal velocity work in their favor. Nice, bro.
Dude, and you tried to argue about me about space last week. Can you believe that?
Bro, we're not talking about space right now. So
no, I know. It's just
irrelevant. I
have science, physics, and
no,
math.
I have the text pulled up. Bro, you're acting like I wouldn't have got that question right too. That's not the point. The point is I'm giving you a trivia competition.
Those who ask need the answers, and you asked.
Bro, not even. I didn't even ask that question at all. I let
you just
CDOT
did.
generate.
You just
questions.
asked me that question.
We're going to talk more
you
about
just
space
asked
later,
me that question.
because I found the text where people are making fun of you. Okay. Question 2.
No, I want that right now. I need that right now.
Yeah, no, let's actually get into it now. Because, okay, so this is a text I got during the week.
Tom?
I don't want to say.
You can
Tyler,
cut it out. Redacted, but who? Okay.
Okay. Tyler arguing for totally straight flight path is making him sound like a flat earther. And then this person said, and I would know.
That was never the argument.
But the fact that you were so horribly wrong about that one thing, it tanks your credibility.
No, but that was never the argument. The argument wasn't that you don't ever curve. Once you get out of the atmosphere, though, you go straight. That's the whole point of leaving at a certain time of year.
Because you're trying to find. You're trying to find
bro,
and you said no.
You're trying to find
the line, bro.
No.
Bro, that's what you were
saying. You're
saying.
trying to find the least distance between yourself and the other planet. I think we were talking about Mars at the time. And so you have to line it up at a certain time. Nobody's saying that you don't turn a little bit to get out of the atmosphere. You have to turn to get out of the atmosphere, but then you go straight in a line to Mars. Even to Mars. Not to Mars, where Mars will be when you get there.
Me when I'm in a coping competition and my opponent's
because that was not because you did a very good job. No, you did a good job of misrepresenting. You did a good job of misrepresenting my position, and I'm just
I didn't.
I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to clarify.
I didn't edit that. No, I didn't edit that. I didn't.
No,
edit that.
not
that's
editing.
What you said.
Like
and that's what
you
Kim
repeated
took away.
it, saying that.
Whoever
redacted.
That was said that.
Yeah, I know. It sounded bad, but Matt and I were pretty much saying the same thing, but in different fonts.
No, you also said that you said,
and it all came from the fact that you didn't know how to answer the question, "What's north of north?" Because you can't answer it.
Bro, up is
not
north.
Just you. Nobody can.
Okay.
Nobody can answer that. It's not an unanswerable question.
Actually, where this debate came from, if you recall, is you said, and this is what you said. Tyler from Until We Agree said that, oh yeah, you can either take off or you can fly straight into the ground and you can get to Mars. No thanks. I don't want to fly straight into the ground.
The argument was
loser.
not that you would fly straight into the ground. It was that if you're at a certain point in the orbit, the closest possible path, it wouldn't be literally flying straight into the ground. It would be, you would have to orbit Earth and then leave Earth's orbit and go in a line to Mars, which would just make no sense. You might orbit for, okay, let me put you on this.
What are you talking about?
Let me put you on this. Just at a certain point in time, you would launch at a certain time of day so that you can get out of the atmosphere at a reasonable speed. And listen.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Bro, you're obfuscating right now.
No, because listen. I've seen The Martian.
Say something,
okay?
bro.
I've seen The Martian.
You keep saying, listen, I've been waiting for a minute for you to say something.
Matt Damon. You haven't seen The Martian with Matt Damon?
Don't need to.
You need to get onto this movie, man. It's unrealistic from what I've heard.
Yeah, so why are we bringing it into science? Yeah, no, this makes sense for you, actually. Yeah, tell me how this makes sense for our argument right now.
No.
Oh, okay. You're just done because you know you're funneling into just a pit of being wrong about every single thing you say.
Listen, man.
You're me when I'm in an obfuscation argument and my opponent's Tyler. Me when I'm just calling people mean because I have nothing else to say and because my opponent's Tyler. Me when I'm in a be quiet because I'm totally wrong and I am just waiting to get done with this podcast because I've embarrassed myself enough for today. My opponent's Tyler. Oh, I guess I've lost all of those. That sucks. Are you there?
You're very mean.
Why?
You're mean, man.
No, I'm not. That's just, you did that. I'm doing nothing but responding to what you're saying. Bro,
the thing is,
come back. Bro.
It's not, listen, just because it's not literally a straight line doesn't mean you're not going what I mean by straight line, you're going the shortest possible distance. It's not when you look at the space time. It's technically like an ellipses. It's like a curved thing because you're going from orbit to orbit. But that's not. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying. But you're also saying now you're completely saying it's not a straight line anymore.
No, but that's not.
Bro's talking in ellipses like the rest of the world has been doing this whole time.
No, that's not. But it is it's a straight line, but not literally. You know what I mean? Dude, everybody knew what I meant. Everybody knew what I meant. Everybody knew what I meant.
You're talking point A to point B. Yeah, sure.
Except for redacted, everybody knew what I meant.
Yeah, no, you sound like you know what you're talking.
All right, let's get on to the next rat question. I was good at those.
While I ask you this question, feel free to find a text during the week to try to make me look bad for once.
That won't take long.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, question 2. How long can a rat tread water before getting tired?
Okay, I know this. 45 seconds.
2 days.
What?
Rats can tread
what's in
water.
These guys?
Dude, they're built different. That's why they're the rat pack, bro. That's why they're one of us. Rats can tread water for up to 3 days. But the answer was 2 days, but it says up to 3 days, and they can swim up pipes and toilets. Yes, toilets. That's not. We're not even talking about. We're not even talking about just treading water anymore. We're talking about holding breath too. You know, that's crazy.
They can hold their breath for 2 days? That doesn't seem possible.
Bro, I don't think that's what they can do. I think they can tread water for 3 days, and then also if they have to swim up a pipe, and then they also have to swim up a pipe for a few minutes, they can probably do that too. I don't know how toilet pipes work. I don't know if they're actually all the way. Actually, wait. Is there water in the whole pipe from like the toilet bowl through like the exit into the sewer? I feel like that's not how that works.
I believe there's isn't there an empty space down below that makes it like a vacuum sort of that sucks the water down low and then it goes down and up? Isn't that how that works?
Yeah, I think so. So there's like a little bit of water in that part, but even that's not all the way full. And then, it's more of like if a rat can do parkour, they can get through a toilet pipe more than swimming and treading, I think. But
right, climbing just a face of plastic or porcelain that's just bare.
Dude,
they deserve it at that point to get out there and tread that water.
Bro's talking. His vocabulary has been enhanced since that last conversation we had where he sounded foolish. Okay.
No, and it's just that since then I've expanded my own knowledge and opened my mind to wider arrays of
find a word.
Literature.
Yeah, okay.
I'm thinking about all the things that I've expanded my mind to. Literature, wide arrays of it, literature. And
in the last 3 minutes, what are you talking? You've been
literature, media, multimedia.
Bro, that's 4 syllables. 1 hyphen.
Yeah.
That's
multimedia. Sick. It's not hyphenated when I did it, but and other mediums.
Yeah, other media. Dude,
not the ones you're thinking of, like the psychics, but
right.
We'll get to that later.
You sound like an intellect right now. Speaking of being an intellect, give me question number 3. What part of a rat never stops growing?
Tail.
Bro, I would have said the same thing, but
no, don't tell me then. Don't tell me. Their teeth? Their teeth get real big?
Apparently that's but no, because they constantly gnaw on things to keep them filed down.
Like nails then.
For a second. Yeah,
they're like nails.
I think they're the opposite of nails. I think because you gnaw on your nails to gnaw them down, they gnaw on other things to gnaw their teeth down.
Right, like nails.
Bro, are you on like an 8-minute delay? What's going on this episode?
Well, you just said something.
I don't think you
just said something. You just said something that I just said. I didn't say the exact same thing, but we just said almost the same thing, and you just felt like you had to say it again.
No, because you're saying it's like nails, but no, you use your teeth to gnaw.
I'm just saying it's like nails in the fact that it gets filed down. That's all I'm saying. Bro's being on semantics all of a sudden.
Well, it could be more like your teeth too, because you can also file your teeth down by gnawing.
I suppose you can.
It'd be like a human gnawing its teeth, similar to a rat gnawing its teeth. Question 4.
That's probably what you did.
Okay. No, I have great teeth.
All
I've never actually gnawed on my teeth. Or on my nails. I don't know how it works.
I was a big nail biter until like a couple months ago, and now I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it shows. What ancient civilization considers rats a symbol of luck and protection? And this is a country. This is a country that you know today, that still exists today.
That I know today that exists today.
It's not like the Roman civilization, because like that's not a country anymore.
I don't know. You know what that really feels like?
Yeah, tell me.
It feels incredibly Scottish.
Dude, you're actually so close.
Is it Ireland?
No, it's Japan.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah, dude. It's essentially the same country. In
they like rats over there?
Yeah, man. They see them as they're associated with good luck and are even considered messengers of the god of wealth.
Isn't it one of the?
Yeah, spit it out.
Hold on. We're gonna have to cut this out because I'm trying to remember something. Give me a second.
I feel like I might want to keep this one in, just based on the events of today's episode.
No. I've been on top of it today, full of wit. Please stop.
Full of it, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah,
Bobby Oppenheimer, though.
Yeah,
that guy hates rats.
Dude, he proved it. Okay.
How many rats do you think died in the 2 bombings that went down?
Probably not that many, honestly. Aren't they radioactive? Or
rats?
Or like they can just like hold it in their fur.
That sounds like cockroaches. I don't know that rats can.
Oh, I might be thinking of cockroaches. Yeah, I might be thinking of cockroaches. Okay. Last question in the quiz. This one is a special rat lie detector. One of these is a lie. Which of these rat facts is not true?
Okay.
A, rats laugh when they're tickled. B, a rat can hold its breath for 3 minutes underwater. C, some rats have been trained to detect landmines. Or D, rat skeletons are collapsible so they can flatten to the width of a coin.
Okay. I know. Okay. Let me process of elimination. A, I know for a fact rats can be tickled because I've tickled you before.
No, but do they laugh? Do I laugh?
Yes.
No.
C,
don't tell people that. Don't tell people that.
C also. That they can hold, or wait, what was C? That they
they've been trained to detect landmines.
That I've seen it. It's incredible.
Okay.
And D, that they can be flattened out. They're like cats in that way, and that's why the word rhymes. And so I'm gonna have to go with B. B's the true one. Wait, am I supposed to pick out one lie? Because 3 of those were true.
Wait, yeah, you have to pick out the lie. You said all 4 were true. You said all 4 were true.
No. I said good. B was a lie. But now I'm reconsidering.
B's the lie. Is that what you're saying?
No. But now,
okay.
Let's
just walk through it together. Let's walk through it together.
One's a lie. One is a lie. Right?
I'm gonna read that. I'm gonna read them, and you just tell me if it's true or lie, and we'll just cross it off. Okay.
True.
Rats laugh when they're tickled. You say it's true.
It's true. That's true. I've seen it.
Okay. B is a rat can hold its breath for 3 minutes underwater.
False.
Okay. C, some rats have been trained to detect landmines. And then D, rat skeletons are collapsible so they can flatten to the width of a coin.
True. That's why it rhymes with cat.
That's why it rhymes with cat. I will say you're wrong. It's D. Have you ever seen the width of a coin? Have you seen the width of a coin before?
Very
small. Have you seen the width of a coin? Yeah, like millimeters wide.
No, I think you really should be careful with your use of width because width and height are 2 different things. Width, height, and length on 3-dimensional objects.
Yeah, and you're wrong about this one.
Width in a way, because you're probably thinking of height, but width in a way would be the same as length because it's a circular thing in circumference and all that, and so it'd be more of the diameter that you're saying, but you're acting as if I'm looking at the height of the coin as the measure.
Let me ask you, dog. You're making a point. He said, great catch, Matt. Yes, that width of a coin phrasing is confusing. You're absolutely right to call it out. When people say rats can fit through openings as small as a coin, they usually mean diameter, not that a rat can become as flat. Okay, so actually ChatGPT was just totally wrong about this because they're saying that rats can fit through stuff the width of a coin now.
Right. Just not the height of a coin.
Just not the height. So bad question. I trusted Sea-Dog and I should have trusted you, my bro.
Hey, Rat Pack. Editor Matt here. I just want to make one thing clear. I don't know what came over me during this segment, But the width of a coin is definitely the edge of the coin. And I don't know why Tyler was actually convincing me for the first time in my life. I can't stop thinking about this, and it's so obvious to me that the width is just the edge. Because if you just stand the coin on the edge, you can then get a height. Like the height could be the width he was talking about. So I just want to apologize for falling for this and not being a critical thinker. I know you expect that from me at least. So I am really sorry about that, and I'm aghast and appalled by podcast Matt. I'm really sorry, and I'll try to do better in the future. Thanks, Rat Pack.
And let's not forget this for a second. You were my best man, bro, and that meant a lot to me. I'm sorry for being so mean to you. I feel like I've been a little mean today.
Dude, and that's okay. It's just when it comes to space, man, we get heated, and
fun fact about space: no temperature in space.
Which depends on, because
it depends on nothing. It depends on nothing. There's no temperature.
Depends on who
in
you
space.
ask, because that doesn't make any sense.
No,
What
there's
does
no
that mean?
temperature in
There's
space.
no temperature.
Let me put you on
Of
the
course there's a
vacuums for a
temperature.
second. No, let me put you on the vacuums for a second. There's no temperature in space, bro.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying there's no temperature in space.
You're just making stuff up.
No, I'm not. I'm telling the truth. There's no temperature in space. It's a vacuum. It's a vacuum full of.
That's not how. That's not vacuums work.
Bro, you know
There's
they found
temperature in vacuum.
Space is beyond our comprehension, but what we do know about space is there's no temperature in it.
I'm fact checking you because this I actually don't know about. But
no, this is actually 100% true. Don't even fact check it. And while Tyler's doing that, let me put you on the opportunity to be featured on this podcast until we agree with Matt and Tyler. Do Q&A. Kim asked a Q&A question this week, and if you want to be like Kim and you want to be on the podcast, just write a question down and we'll answer it for you. You can leave it on the comment section on Spotify. Just go on this episode, scroll down, find the comment area. Do it anywhere. We'll find it and we'll engage you on this show. I've proposed to someone. I've been engaged before, and it means a lot. It meant a lot to me, and then we want to engage you. So we're giving you a chance to do that now. Kim asked a question. Tyler knows he's wrong, so he's gone quiet.
I was about to jump in.
Oh.
Somehow we're both right in a way.
Okay.
It is temperature in space, but it's different than normal temperature.
Okay, how so?
Like, because empty space doesn't have temperature in the usual way, whatever that means, because it's normally described as how fast molecules or atoms are moving, but because there's so few particles moving in a vacuum, there's not much to measure temperature off of. So you would you would freeze if you were just in space because of the cold temperature, but like it's not like a defined temperature.
Right.
So we'll call it a win, a win-win.
Physics, yeah,
we'll call it
yeah.
a win-win. We know space.
Yeah. We'll just move on to Q&A knowing we were both right. So Kim asks, between the two of you, who has the lower pain tolerance? In parentheses, she said, evidence cannot include reaction to food poisoning. And then why don't I just give two more comments we got based on this? Some guy named T. Pritchard 323 said, a simple fist bump answers this. Great question. And then another person named Matt chimed in as well and said, a simple fist bump where someone bumps and someone punches does not answer this, you clown. In parentheses, bro's name starts with TP, like toilet paper. That makes sense.
Right.
Which I tend to agree with.
Way to throw back to your word, obfuscate. So
no, that's just what was written down.
When I said that, you knew exactly what I was talking about. Why don't you explain what I was talking about?
No, it's not even just a you thing. It's an everyone thing. I believe wholeheartedly in two things. A fist bump does not need to be bumped hard. The same way that like an excessively hard high five. Okay, and in the same way an excessively hard high five does not need to be excessively hard.
I was referencing a specific occurrence, and you know that.
No, I actually don't. What are you talking about?
The one time when you lived in your little rectangular apartment, you remember that one?
It's an apartment. Yeah, it's an apartment. People know what apartments are. They know
but
the
it was
general
like
shapes
especially
of things.
rectangular. That one was especially rectangular.
Fine,
and you know
that's
it.
fine. That's fine. That's fair.
We fist bumped once, and your wrist hurt for like the whole day afterwards.
Yeah, because you punched. You punched.
I know nobody punched.
And I broke my wrist, and no one ever wants to talk about the fact that I broke my wrist when I was in 5th grade, and it has lingering effects.
It has lingering effects because of the size of your wrist.
How dare! I'm gonna give you one chance to take that back.
May I say something right now? That reaction, your mental pain tolerance is very low.
Yeah, my mental pain tolerance.
I've been taking abuse all
shown
episode.
myself,
I've been
yeah,
fine.
I've shown
I've
myself to
handled
be the
myself
weak
with
one today.
grace.
Yeah,
I've handled myself with
that's what
grace,
that was.
and
That's what that
you
little
have
pity
handled
party
yourself
was. That little
in
pity party back there was.
embarrassment
Yeah.
and obfuscation and
Yeah, oh, dude heard a
other
word.
words from such literature.
Yeah. No, what needs to be said is I'm sure I know for a fact you did a punch there because I have a memory of you giving me a punch bump, and I don't rock with that. And so I have to be the one who absorbs the blow in the same way like when people get too fired up and they do a hard high five, you get to absorb that blow too. That's all that happened there, and I'm not gonna act like anything otherwise. That's not an explanation of pain tolerance for me. So I don't stand by it. I don't stand by your insinuation. That's a good word you should use more often.
I'd rather not. What word I would
Dude,
use more often?
You are moving in slow motion today.
No.
This edit is going to be brutal.
I'm letting the multimedia overcome me and just let all my new knowledge and information that I have
Gleaned.
that I have processed, gleaned, insinuated, be
I don't
insinuated
know
upon
that.
myself,
Okay.
and so I'm able to splurge that energy into the ether.
Okay. Now go ahead and do that.
That's what I was just doing with my rambling.
But we're talking about something. I understand what you're saying there, but now you also have to respond to the conversation we're having.
And what did you say? Since you said that, I've had so many signals sent my way because of the vast amounts of media, multimedia, and literature that I'm processing all at once.
Dude, I don't even know. Should we just call? It's probably you. You probably have the higher pain tolerance. Or what's the question? Lower? It's probably me. You're probably right.
Did you say
about that.
pain tolerance?
Dude, I don't think so. I run it back here. This is editor. Hey, it's editor Matt here. I'm adding in a clip right now. This is what Matt said back there. Pain tolerance. So that was welcome back to Until We Agree. That was editor Matt saying what he heard me say. That was a live clip, not a live clip. That was an editing clip. So I didn't misspeak. I have not misspoken once this episode. I've actually done a pretty good job. Overall, I think. Tyler, what are your thoughts? Performance review mid-year. How do you think you've done so far?
Real well. Yeah. I could use bigger syllables, but I don't want to confuse you.
Confound me, bro.
And also, would it be bigger syllables or more syllables? Because in my opinion, it'd be more, but bigger. What is a bigger syllable? Because aren't syllables the same size?
No, syllables are countable. I would argue, and so
No. Yeah, so it would be more. But one syllable
more would be more correct.
Look within one syllable. One could be bigger than the other, even though they're both one syllable.
I think you're thinking of adjectives at this point. Like big means big, but and word wise it's small. You know.
Right,
and
that's
small
what I'm saying.
Is bigger.
If
small is bigger than big.
If there's a
which is
four-letter
strange.
word, if there's a four-letter word that's one syllable and a three-letter word that's one syllable, is one bigger than the other in terms of syllables? No, probably not, because they're both
Right.
one syllable when you're saying them. But what if one takes longer to say? But what if that one that takes longer to say has less letters? Which one's bigger?
Bro, I'm glad your brain's finally working today. That's good. No, I think you're making a good point. I think you had a good catch there. I understood what you meant when you said bigger, and that's just me being a native English speaker. And you're right. Maybe someone who's not a native English speaker would have definitely caught on and said, that doesn't make sense to me. Words can't be bigger or smaller if they're all in the same font.
I just
they're all
asked you a
Times New Roman
question,
12.
and
I'm getting.
you're
Hey, I'm
obfuscating.
actually getting there. I'm not obfuscating. This is how people talk sometimes. People have to explain things. And so what I'm saying is you probably did use the wrong word there, and more syllables would be inarguably correct. But I understood what you meant by bigger. But I also agree with you what you said about the bigger thing. But I also understood what you meant when you said bigger, because you meant
I'm no
more.
longer worried about that.
What do you want?
I'm
want
moving
then?
on to other things. I want to know. Let's take the word tea and let's take the word hate. Which one's
T as
bigger?
in T as in
which one?
TEA?
Which one? Yes, the syllable but they're both one syllable words. But which one's bigger?
Bro, I hate to break it to you. When we're talking about syllables, they're the same size.
Now you might think that, but what if one takes too longer to say?
What if one takes too longer to say? Dude.
No, it takes you longer.
Hey, editor Matt here. Just reviewed the tape. He definitely said too longer.
Oh, I think he said takes too long
No.
to
He did.
say. And
No.
I was like, man, this guy. This guy needs to get out of this episode. What do you want from me? No, they don't. But that's the whole thing about syllables is they don't. It's not a syllable question. That's more of a vowel question at that point, because vowels are what determine how long words sound. So like cat versus awe, like AWE, that word is going to take longer to say because it's a more stretched vowel, even though it's an A and an A. Or is that making sense? So that's you're getting more into that.
But you're answering questions I'm not asking.
No, that's exactly what you asked. I'm tired of thinking that it's not, because that's what you asked.
Which
everyone listening thinks that too.
Which syllable's bigger?
I said they're the same size. They're the same size.
That can't
Syllables
possibly be true.
have nothing to do with length of a spoken word.
But I'm just suggesting the fact that what if they are?
They're not.
This is the problem with modern day men.
No,
this is the problem with modern day men.
No, men have done no wrong in the modern day, first of all, and I. So I already disagree with you. Think of the word catch and the word tutu. It took me longer to say tutu than it did to say catch.
Well, that maybe because that's two syllables, letters. You clown.
No. Yeah, but the one with one syllable had more letters. So you're talking about two different things. Like you're not talking right now. You're not talking. You're talking nonsense. 2 syllables.
But nobody's arguing. Everybody knows, for the most part, that 2 syllables is going to be faster than 1. Or sorry, slower than 1.
Whoa, yeah, there you go.
But I'm asking about when there's 2 words, each 1 syllable. If you time the word, we could get into timing words if you want. There's probably words that take longer to say than other words.
I've already answered this. You're acting like I haven't answered it for you.
You're saying it's in terms of vowels, but
because that's going to determine it. Syllables are syllables.
Not
one
everything
is one.
comes down to vowels. Not everything comes down to vowels.
Hey, perhaps in this situation it does though. Maybe perhaps in this situation it does though. So think about that for just 1 second. Perhaps
they're afraid of thinking. They're afraid of using their brains,
bro.
And
you must be the most
opening
modern
up to
man.
New philosophies. And let me put you onto some literature after this, okay?
Dude,
expand your brain, expunge the old, and sponge in the new.
Okay. Put me onto something. What do you mean? You said you were.
I said after this. After this. Not on
after
air.
that. I think you meant after that sentence. Can we just end the episode then?
Yeah. Okay. Hutch.
Thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
Oh, I didn't stop recording. Oh, I guess we don't stop recording because we do a post-cred.
We do a post-credits now.
Yeah. Okay. So let's stop recording now. Don't stop recording.
Oh, I almost did. That was scary.
Dude, senior prank. Gotcha. Okay. Now we can stop recording.
Yeah, that's good.